Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Tom Sherry.
It's good to have you here today. I'm Whitney Ward.
Well, the future of Spokane's South Hill Dog Park takes a dramatic turn this week as the former park is being shut down to make room for a new middle school.
In the meantime, a temporary replacement park is now getting set up to open up tomorrow as the park's long-term future continues to be a point of discussion for Spokane moving forward. KREM 2's Joshua Robinson is live at the park right now with the very latest. Hi, Joshua.
Whitney, Tom, if you haven't actually had a chance to be out here and kind of see the park and the new area right across the way, the size difference, it really does feel very dramatic because the temporary site is just about 5 acres in total compared to the previous 15-acre site that really is just across the same dirt walkway. But we here at KREM 2 have been covering this ongoing drama surrounding this change since the summer when Spokane Public Schools acquired the site of the park and began implementing their plans for a new middle school. Now this week, the current park was officially closed down from Monday through Thursday. We've seen people coming up. They're still surprised today, not knowing that that was happening, but all while the fencing for this temporary spot got underway. The temporary park is set to open up tomorrow. There are plenty of accommodations being made to add to the park, trying to make it feel new and full of features for dogs and their owners. But it's also a bittersweet day for Park Representative Daniel Ward, who says all of the representatives and volunteers are now focused on making sure the future of the park is preserved.
Celebrate the reopening. We're commiserating over the loss of the 15-acre, but at least we have a little over 5 acres now with this one.
As for the future location of Spokane's new no-leash dog park, the permanent spot, a new location is expected to be determined by spring of next year, with Spokane Public Schools expected to front at least part of that bill. Meanwhile, the temporary park is expected to also stay open until the following spring of 2023. And until that time comes, volunteers and representatives are going to do everything they can to not just make this feel like a kind of throwaway park. They want it to feel like something worth coming to and that is still important to this community. Join us tonight at 6 o'clock on KREM 2 News at 6, and I'll fill you in on some of those details that are being put in place to make sure that feel stays here. From the South Hill, Joshua Robinson, KREM 2 News.
It'll be interesting to see how that all pans out. Joshua, thank you very much. A lot of people invested in that one. All right, kind of a good day to go out and walk the dog. Chilly, but not rainy and really quite nice out there.
A good crisp fall afternoon to enjoy. Once the sun sets, though, folks, it is going to get cold, and the overnight lows, like by tomorrow morning, look for widespread frost. Temperatures are going to get below freezing in many locations. Right now we're at 57 degrees. You take a look at the satellite and radar picture. Boy, not seeing any real cloud cover anywhere across the region. Overnight low tonight of 33. Again, frosty areas. We'll look for morning frost tomorrow on Friday, then a daytime high of 62. We're getting closer to the weekend. Sunny and 60 on Saturday. Again, more frost in the early morning hours. And then on Sunday, look for cloudy skies, windy conditions, and a good chance of rain with a daytime high of 56. I'll fill in the blanks with your 7-day forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Well, Pfizer has announced it has officially asked the FDA for emergency use authorization to use its COVID vaccine for even younger age groups. The company is hoping it will soon be allowed to use that vaccine for children 5 to 11 years old. And if it is approved, that shot could be available within a matter of weeks. Now the FDA must decide if there is enough evidence that the shots are safe and will work for those ages. An independent expert panel will publicly debate the data coming up on October 26th. Pfizer's research shows that younger kids should get about 1/3 of the regular adult dose. Right now, children 12 and over are able to get vaccinated against COVID-19.
A new lawsuit has been filed in Spokane County over the governor's vaccine mandate. A total of 19 people filed the lawsuit. 12 of those plaintiffs are workers from Spokane County. The total group includes 3 firefighters, 8 Department of Social and Health employees, 3 WSP staffers, 4 WashDOT employees, and 1 healthcare worker. Now, in the suit, these state workers claim that the vaccine mandate violated the contracts that they've already negotiated with the state. The lawsuit names 6 different parties, including Governor Jay Inslee, the City of Spokane, Spokane Fire Chief Brian Schaefer, Washington State Patrol Chief Executive Officer John Batiste, Washington State Department of Transportation Secretary Roger Miller, and Secretary of the Washington Department of Social and Health Services Donald Klinsman.
So given the lawsuit and many like it across the country, we wanted to look into whether the vaccine mandates are working or if a large number of healthcare workers are starting to leave their jobs instead. So Providence of Southwest Washington and Oregon employs about 23,000 people. The company told us today before the vaccine mandates were put in place, about 80% of the workforce was vaccinated. That number, though, jumped to 90% after those mandates were put into place. And at Kaiser Permanente, before the Oregon vaccine mandate, about 79 of its 11,000 employees were vaccinated. That number, though, jumped up another 10% after the mandates were instituted.
Spokane Public Schools is making progress working through the governor's vaccine mandate. So far, only 3 staff members have resigned from the district as a direct result of the mandate. A total of 466 staff members have filed for exemptions. Human Resources is meeting with each of these folks who filed for an exemption individually. So far, they have processed most of those requirements and have been able to find accommodations. Those accommodations range from additional PPE like N95 masks or even reassignments within the district.
MultiCare has now launched a new COVID-19 booster shot trial in Spokane. So they're looking for 200 volunteers for this trial, which is designed to learn more about raising the immune response of the Moderna COVID vaccine. So it's going to pair 1 dose of the Moderna vaccine with either a shingles shot or a flu shot. That trial begins today. So here's who's eligible. You have to be 18 years or older, have received both doses of the Moderna vaccine at least 6 months ago. Also in the past 6 months, you must not have received a flu shot or the shingles vaccine. And participants must not be pregnant or planning to become pregnant for the next 2 months. As always, we want to make things as easy as possible for you. So for the very latest coronavirus headlines and news, just text the word COVID to 509-448-2000. We'll send you all the links with all the information straight to your phone.
Well, 50 years ago, one man led the effort to save the Spokane clock tower.
The tower now has significance. It has its own history. It has its own relevance as the icon of Spokane, which I'm appreciative of today.
Coming
Not
up,
back then, but today I am.
Coming up, we'll tell you how the city plans to thank him 50 years later.